Hi, welcome back, everyone. We're wrapping it up for you today because I know that you are ready to get going and get planning and do all the things you need to do to prepare for kids to come back in this virtual setting. So, just want to share a few more things with you, a few resources, and some final thoughts as we end our time together. First of all, just let this sink in. You might be feeling a little bit like that, but you might be saying, or maybe like I'm just getting back, my first week back to school, and getting ready. Just remember, even though we feel scattered like this and like you're building your year like one letter of a Scrabble board at a time, Scrabble piece at a time, that we are, as you know, and this is why I'm so proud to be in Richardson ISD, committed to the building business. We're building up our students, we're building up ourselves, and we're building our culture brick by brick, and our commitment to growing and supporting readers and writers has not changed. We're 100% plus committed to that. And that makes this year exciting in the way that we're doing it. But I also am aware of the culture of the things going on all around the world. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, just remember you're not alone, that we are building, there is a plan, and we really are sticking together. So just to remind you of our Richardson ISD literacy instructional model, this hasn't changed. We still believe in the responsive teaching model that is a workshop structure. That is still really driving everything we do, that I do, we do, you do, where majority of the time is the actual doing of the students and the reading and the writing and the thinking, and all grounded in those authentic experiences built upon community and where there's equity and access and opportunity to see yourself and have your voice be heard, but also to learn about others and see others, that window and mirrors concept. And we embrace and fully support that Richardson ISD is a place where all connect, grow, learn, and succeed. This year in particular, though, our focus as we're moving forward, and this was determined pre all the craziness that happened right around actually spring break, is when we were getting this focus for this year, that our focus for 2020-2021 is quality tier 1 instruction through the lens of assessment, and that hasn't changed. We're still pursuing high quality, rigorous instruction, responsive in a responsive model, really utilizing the lens of assessment. So you know why I'm saying that. You just came out of your grade level bands and you heard a lot about assessment. So let me jump to the assessment side, on the right side for a second, and come back to the left. You just heard a lot about our performance assessments. You've heard the term common formative assessments. You've heard the term quarterly summative assessments, and you've heard the term demonstrations of learning. So those are permeating everything we're doing, because you cannot be an effective instructor without being an effective assessor. So they're all like hand in hand. And the performance assessments themselves, that is what our curriculum is built on. We are a standards-based curriculum. We follow the TRS path, and that path is actually laid out by the performance assessment. So that is why our focus is quality tier instruction through the lens of assessment. I wanted to bring up the last two pieces on here, though, because I want to make sure you heard this and know about it, that we have purchased and are moving forward with IXL as a diagnostic and independent practice for students, but in the assessment arena as a diagnostic for in math. It's already been in place and it's extended to the high school, but also in English language arts and reading. So that's going to be available K through 10 in on-level classes and in our literacy essential courses. So you'll get more. This is not pressure on you about it, but what I do want you to know is it's something we're going to be doing in the first beginning of the school year, not the first week or two, but to start gathering some information and data, especially as we are starting remotely. It's going to help you have some information. Some more will be coming. I wanted to give you a heads up. And also MAP, which is the measure of academic progress. About half our schools piloted it last year, and we are going full on with that in our district. And that is just something that's taken beginning, middle, and end of the year. You will be getting a lot more information. It's a good piece, and it actually sets a trajectory for growth. And then you can kind of see how you're doing as the year goes by. So just a little tidbit, so you didn't, when you heard about it, you wouldn't go, oh, I didn't know about that. And like I said, more details forthcoming. So then switching back over to instruction, we haven't changed, still a responsive teaching model. And I just put some things in there just to remember. And I just want to remind you even of the teacher role And I think the biggest challenge, as you know, is going to be how do you stay as the providing the model and being the model and the coach, coaching the writers and coaching the readers in your classroom when they're via Zoom. So really, that still hasn't gone away, but that's what I want us to really focus on. But also the observer and data gatherer. Again, how do you do this virtually is going to look different, but that you can still connect and you can still observe when they're doing certain things, and you can still gather conference data. And I think that's going to be really important along with other types of assessment you're doing. That's really a role that you will be growing into as we focus on the assessments this year. So as we start, though, that teaching readers, writers, and thinkers is what our job is, not just teaching reading and writing. It's the person. So we must get to know the person behind it. So we have to start our year building that culture of literacy where we reveal who we are as readers, our reader identity and our writer identity, and the students start discovering who they are as well. So saying that, I just wanted to open up some more opportunities, or actually supports, I guess, for you that we have. There's 3 more ways I wanted to reach out. We've already shown you the Starting Strong resources for remote learning. We will continue to update that. It's linked in Schoology. But I wanted you to know that we want to hear from you as we're going forward. So let us know how we can help you. And I'm not just saying that to be patronizing. We really need to hear from you. So we are moving to this model. Our lens is assessment to improve instruction. It's all virtual. There's still a pandemic going on. Teachers are fearful and scared. Some students are fearful and scared, and some are not. We all handle that in different ways. How in this setting and in this time can we support you in this responsive teaching model while we're following the TRS pathway to ensure quality Tier 1 instruction, right? Through that lens of assessment. Click on this little say something piece, and it will take you to Google form. You can click on it as much as you want throughout the year, but hearing from you will help us know how we can better focus our attention in supporting you. Also, over here, I want to open up this opportunity to have a shared space. And this might not work. Maybe this is going to be a fail, but I wanted to try it because there's so many good things going on, you guys, that you're doing already, and not everyone gets to hear or see about it. So I wanted us to have a little spot. So if you click on the image here, it's going to take you to a Padlet. And I think there's obviously there's 3 little stair-step looking things here for you, but I want us to focus right now on the launch. We're about to go starting next Wednesday through right before Labor Day, right? And so our focus as we're doing all this and all the teaching and all the planning and all the looking at the curriculum and the pacing tools and doing that is really connecting and establishing those routines, which is already a natural part of TRS at the beginning of the year. So as you're connecting and as you're establishing those routines, I want you to click over here on the comment section and share how you're doing that virtually. If you're using a Bitmoji classroom, if you're doing the Bitmoji locker, like how are you doing those things? If you have something else you're doing that seems to really be working, where you're really getting to know your students, how are you using Flipgrid? And my fear is always that we'll overuse and then we'll get burned out and they'll get burned out. So this is a space through this next few weeks. If you have ways that are really working for you as you're going, or even little tips and tricks, please feel free to share it here. And then I wanted to kind of plant the idea of the pathway that we're doing, how we're going, because after September 7th, after Labor Day, we're basically going to be tackling the next unknown, because I don't know what it's going to look like still, and neither do you. So we'll see what's going to happen, but we're still staying committed. We're still staying tight and aligned, and we're serving our students and building readers and writers. So we're going to stay grounded in routines and clear expectations, and we're going to deepen our connections as they are growing and learning, and as we are assessing and knowing and continuing to monitor for mastery in areas. So that's going to be our next step. And then I know after that, our next step is really in this world, whether it's back face-to-face, hybrid, or whatever, is fortifying that dynamic learning community, and then really shifting and continuing, I guess, but really being more intentional about our use of those assessments, that lens. So I kind of see that as the pathway of where we're going this year. So I wanted to share that with you. And during each step, I feel like if we have a space where we can share ideas that are really helping, we can all learn from each other. So that's what this is. So I'm going to go back. And then the third way that we want to support you is through this virtual, our digital notebook. And I am actually going to link it in the one-stop shop because I just realized I forgot to link it on here. So I'm going to link it on the remote resource page. If I have it open, no, I'm just going to link it there. But bottom line, I wanted to have a space. So you want to know about IXL. There's a tab for IXL. You want to know about MemBean, which is our vocabulary word study program in 6-8. You can click on that. I have a space for digital notebooks that I just put some templates in and maybe some ideas for some labels. Just kind of thinking, what do you need right now in just-in-time learning, and also some professional learning suggestions. So we have that available for you, and hopefully that will help support you in your current right now needs and as you take your next steps as well. So wrapping up, just reminding you that we don't have to take the whole staircase, just take the first step. And that's exactly where we are. And we are definitely here to support you. We're part of the teaching and learning department, and our phrase is TNL always here. And this year it's we got your back, and we do. We've got this. We're here for you. There is our contact information, our cell phones. Texting is always the best way to reach me, and Kristen and Lindsay are pretty much the same way. And then you have our Twitter handle. And of course, you can email us, but you don't really need that because you can just type in your email address, partner names will pop up. All right, guys, go plan and reach out to us. And we're looking forward to supporting you some more as we launch this year. Take care.